All right, we're live. My name is Peter Brusso, here for the 101 Small Business Mastermind. And with us today, we got good morning, Dick, from Connecticut.
Good morning.
Cold.
Good morning,
Where
Dick.
where are you, Dick? You're in the basement of an undisclosed location.
Right. I'm in Connecticut, in Guilford, Connecticut, and I'm in my daughter's basement, so I'm disclosing the location. Hopefully no one comes after me.
Oh, there you go. Say good morning, Frank.
Good morning, Dick.
And Phil.
Hey, good morning, everyone.
Okay, good. All right, so we were going to have a guest on today, darn it, and we had difficulty getting her signed on, so we'll do it after the first of the year. Quite something. LuAn Mitchel is her name, and she was a professional speaker, lead woman entrepreneur, woman of the year, a best-selling author. So anyway, darn it, but hey, there's a punt for a pitch for after the first of the year. Okay, lots to do today. On my block, I want to talk about Charlie Maroney's, of course, is our sponsor, and I took both my twins and my son-in-law there for dinner on Saturday night and had a phenomenal dinner and a phenomenal time. And Frank and I, with the 27-second culture, we're talking that. Gary, the owner of Charlie Maroney, thinks he's actually in the restaurant business, when in fact he's in the memory building business. A slight shift in the way you think could really make a big difference, right, Frank, in how you approach everything? Yeah. And so that kind of was actually the lead-in, Frank, a little bit on the 27-second culture stuff that we started to talk about. We thought we were in this business when in fact we're in a different business.
Right, and this follows along with many of the other thought leaders in business are. Again, I'll quote one that I quoted about a month ago. John Taffer, who has a show called Bar Rescue. He says most bar owners make the mistake of thinking that they're selling Coronas or Bud Lights, and they're not. They're in the customer experience business.
Yeah.
How does your customer feel while you're serving them, and how do they feel after they've left your place, and kind of memories that you talk about.
Exactly.
That's the business you're in. And they can buy a beer at home, or they can get a beer out of the refrigerator at home. They got to go to your place to get that experience. Sell, promote, and concentrate on the experience. Absolutely true.
Yeah. Now, on that same vein, I have a good friend of mine, a special operations guy, special forces, named Tony Scarpelli, and he died on Sunday night, December 7th, late. Ended up, he's a really interesting guy, and I got to really enjoy him. I've been out here at the house a couple of times, and he's a technocrat too. And but I'm sorely going to miss his life and building memories. We're not going to be here all the time, so we better be enjoying each other while we have the chance to do so. Goes along with the build the memories of Charlie Maroney's.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing I want to talk about too is that I should have got that. I've been working with these two engineering companies and getting them onto a master schedule. I use Microsoft Project, and the pieces I put in my project disk, and it blew up, literally, shattered into many different pieces. And I needed help right then and there. And I couldn't get anybody to help me. And it goes to show that if you're going to do, say, business repairs or business type of situations with computer repairs, I think it's a 24/7, because unlike the DNA of a business is, in fact, when your computer stops, that train stops. You ain't making any money. You're not doing anything. There's no accounts receivable. You're dead in the water. And so computer repair places who claim to do business accounts and do business IT, there should be a 24/7. And Frank, you want to talk about that a second, because we mentioned that together.
Yeah, many people promise that we're open 24/7 and we're available when you need us. But they forget to add the last phrase, if it's convenient for me.
Right.
Right, and that's what you experienced. So I'll pass it back to you.
Okay, yeah. So anyway, when you're going to go do a business or you're going to set up something, you want to make sure that you're doing the right stuff and whatnot in your DNA. And that's basically what I wanted to talk about. And then Phil and I are going to take the D block and talk about his new heat map software and actually look at one of my sites. And it's very interesting. It's the first glimpse I've had at how users are actually using my site. Not so sure what I just learned just yet, but we're still getting into it. But we've had visitors from China, Australia, Canada, Puerto Rico, of course the U.S. Very interesting. So, all right. Is there a twin
Peter,
clicking? Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
Peter, before Frank jumps into twin, this is a little bit off what you're talking about, but you normally in this segment talk about the importance of your digital
properties,
program and marketing and all. And I just wanted to pass one thing. I was listening. This goes back a week or so. I was listening to the CEO of Macy's, which is like 5 or 6 different department stores, being interviewed and talking about business season and the website and things of this nature. And he says, by his customer surveys that they've done in their stores, that 63% of the people.
Oops.
We lost him.
Darn it! 63% of the people did something.
Now, that's a good cliffhanger right there. That should be a sales. Is that Dick trying to teach us sales?
Let me tell you about.
I'm going to call my prospects up and just tell them something like that. 63%, and then hang up.
And hang up.
And see if they call me back.
We've got Dick just invented a new 27-second hook.
Oh my! I love it. I love it.
Well,
that is amazing.
when our leader gets back from his undisclosed location, we'll get him back on. So let's swing on over to your twin, Frank, shall we?
All right. Okay, this week's twin. This week in the news, business lessons. This week's twin is, hey, Dragon's Den, thank you for the small business lessons. What the heck is Dragon's Den? Well, let me tell you. I'm glad you asked. It's a TV show that originated in Japan in 2001. And it was so well received and so popular in Japan that the Dragon's Den format has been copied and can now be seen in 27 countries around the world, including Muslim countries. Right? In 2009, TV producer Mark Burnett, we all know him from The Apprentice, he brought the U.S. version of Dragon's Den to ABC, and he calls it Shark Tank. That was the origination of Shark Tank. Shark Tank is the most watched TV show on Friday nights, and it has the highest rating of all TV shows among the most coveted demographic, which is 18 to, I think it's 34-year-olds. Okay. For the few who have never watched Shark Tank, here's 2 things you got to know. Number 1, entrepreneurs go before a group of investors, and they only have a few minutes to pitch their request for funding from this panel of 5 investors. And the entrepreneurs and the potential investors do not meet before the show, so it is the ultimate cold call, presentation, and close. Okay.
Can I butt in there for 2 seconds?
Yes.
And what's worse, and I read a lot of stuff behind the scenes for Shark Tank, is that when the guys walk out, or the guys and girls walk out to stand there in front of the sharks, they have to stand there for 2 to 3 minutes and say nothing as they get the lighting and everything adjusted. And they just start to break down just, right there. It's pretty interesting, but yeah.
It is the ultimate pressure. It is the ultimate pressure. Okay, so then, again, I tape Shark Tank, and I watch it religiously.
Yep,
yeah, religiously. And I started thinking, I said, when we go out and give our presentations, or we meet with potential customers, prospects, if you will, we're doing our version of Shark Tank. We've only got a few minutes. We've got to present these things, and they're going to make a go or no go either in front of us, or when they leave, they'll tell us what the story is. And so I came up and I did an analysis of the pitches that I watched that I believe were successful, or at least I thought should have been successful. And I culled out 5 must-haves for successfully presenting your product to a prospect as if you were on Shark Tank. Okay. Now, remember, you must be concise. You only have a few minutes, as they have in Shark Tank. And I got 5, and these 5 can be in any order, but these 5 elements must be in your presentation. Number 1, introduce yourself. Tell them a story about you. Let them know a little bit about you. Who are you? Build me some credibility that you have something that you bring to the table. Number 2, describe the difficult problem that your product solves. If you don't solve a problem, why should I even consider buying it? Number 3, what is changing in the marketplace, whether it be socially, economically, or technological wise, that makes your product desirable now? Okay, this is the thing that you should be interested in, so forth. Whether that be a website, whether that be a tracking tool, whether that be a lawyer in your pocket. Okay, what's going on in the world that says, hey man, I better get on, this train is moving, and if I don't get on this train, I'm going to be left behind and I'm going to suffer. Number 4, what is your secret sauce? What is it that makes your product, and everybody has competitors, especially on with access to the internet, what makes your product special or different than the others? Okay, and Phil and I have talked about this recently. And number 5, nothing repels prospects or investors more than neediness. Confidence attracts, neediness repels. You are the prize. You're special. This is what you believe in. This is what you're promoting. And yes, they can probably get something similar from somebody else, but you are what makes it very, very special. And those are the 5 lessons that I got. Who are you? What problem does your product solve? What's changing in the marketplace that makes your product important now? What is your secret sauce? And you are the special one that can make this work for your investor and or your prospect. Oh, and there's a little PS, and I think this is fascinating. Starting next year, Mark Burnett will debut a new ABC show called Beyond the Tank. This show will report on the current status of companies after they appear on Shark Tank, both those that get funded and those that get rejected. I can't wait. Gentlemen, that's my twin for this week.
All right. Hey, Dick, 66% what?
Well, I'm afraid to talk here, but I'll be quick. 63% of the people who walk into their stores know exactly what they want to buy and what they're going to pay for it because they've done their research on the internet. And that's a direct survey of the customer base. So that's the importance of having a good digital presence.
Very cool. All right.
And if I could, I'll try to add on to Frank's a little bit. I think there's one more ingredient, Frank, that turns them off. And I think to qualify it for a small business, don't overvalue your company. That turns them off so quickly. It just turns them off quickly. So to relate it to, say, me giving a pitch or any of us doing our presence, and I think it's a good analogy before a Shark Tank crowd, is don't oversell your company either. If you're overselling it and saying it's the best thing since cornflakes, it'll solve every problem you ever had, that will turn people off. So that's why I would kind of equate that to overvaluing the value of your company.
Yeah, I see the over-evaluation all the time. But I think, unfortunately, the Shark Tank people, they used to respond pretty vehemently with it, but now they're getting, they're first appalled, then tolerate, now they're accepting it. that kind of thing. But so, all right. So hey, let's go to C block. Dick, you wanna talk some more entrepreneur stuff?
I'll give it a try. I don't know what's going on here, but I just got cut off. But I just want to talk. It's more of a story, but it goes along with the 27 seconds. The first rule is be honest. Don't lie. Don't be deceitful. I had an experience this week. Well, it started 2 weeks ago. As you know, I'm not the best sleeper in the world, and my wife saw a thing for natural sleep aid. And it was a 14-day free trial. So I sent away, and like a dummy, I to get the free trial, I had to give my debit card number, and so I got it, and I came back here. I hadn't even opened it, and I was just going over my online banking, and I see a charge for $35 against my account, and it's from this company. So I call up, and the guy says, "Well, we have the right to bill you." I said, "I don't know how you get that right. I applied for a 14-day free sample," and he said, "Well, in the text of the website, it says if after 14 days, if you haven't canceled your card number, we will start shipping you a monthly supply at $35." And I said, I went to the website, and again, it's like the other previous one where, you had to really search it out to find that it was in there. So I called the guy back, and I said, I would like you to reverse this debit, because I think it was very shady tactics. And we went on for about a half hour arguing, and I said, well, I think you have a very a company that doesn't have a lot of scruples, because what you did is not right. So and he said, well, we're AA rated by the Better Business Bureau, and I said, you probably won't be when I get through with you. And he says, what do you mean? I said, well, I'm personally going to write a letter, and I'm going to call my attorney, and I'm going to have him call you, and I'm going to have him write a letter to Better Business Bureau. And the guy kind of scoffs. He said, oh, you're going to contact your attorney, huh? And I said, yes, I am. I said, I'm a member of Legal Shield, and I can call my attorney 10 times a day. It doesn't matter. The guy instantly backed off, and I got my credit. But I had following up with the attorney and myself to send a letter to the Better Business Bureau that they use unscrupulous tactics to get customers. And I think it goes along with, like with Frank's 27-second pitch that we've talked about. You have to have integrity starting a business and running a business, and you're gonna keep your customers happy if you're honest with them. And I just see more and more cases where companies decide, well, I think we should, just do the small print thing, and if I hadn't checked my account, they could have probably gotten 3 or 4 months out of billing me, which is ridiculous. So I just want to reinforce again. I know we've talked about is, as a small business person, make sure that you're honest and upfront with your customers, and you don't deceive them. And as a consumer, you think I'd learn, read the small print every single time nowadays, because people are trying to put something over on you. And that's kind of my pitch. So
I think that falls under the fractured business tales. Actually, we should know about. Matter of fact, Dick, off the air, send me the link to this site. Let me take a look at it.
Will.
Well, there seems to be a FTC violation here. I mean, anytime you collect a credit card for any type of free trial, it has to be disclosed in a font that is in an obvious spot. It can't be deceitful, and that's a violation. I mean, that means that they're trying to get away, that they're banking on a certain percentage of the people are going to do what you did, Dick, not see it and not be aware of it, and then have to
a big percentage, I bet.
A huge percentage. Yeah. So you can report them online to the FTC, and they'll be
investigated. Okay. All right. Okay, and I think I'm going to mute myself now because there's a lot of background noise going on right now. I don't want to distract from the speakers.
Plus, you're a senior. This isn't right. There's got to be some justice here.
Yes, I can see the Fractured Business Tale crew getting all powered up and fired up here.
Yeah,
You
we
know?
should do that, Peter. Get some shirts that say security on it with some cameras and lights, and just go after these guys.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. And well, here we got a podcast. We could really hammer them, and then send it out there. If you wanted to do stuff like that and spend your time being negative, you could certainly do it. But I don't. I tend to want to be positive, not negative. Okay, let me give us a so Phil's got this really incredible software. Uh, it's a heat map tracking software which you can install on your site. I did it yesterday in a matter of minutes, and basically what it does is it allows you to see your visitors. It records your visitors and what they click on and what they look at. And without any further ado, let me kick it over to you, Phil, and let's go start driving down this heat map road, shall we?
Sure, great, thanks. Let me share my screen here, Peter. If you want to make it point it to everyone, that'd be
Yep,
great.
I got you on focus. We just got to get over to find. There you go. Okay.
Excellent. So listen, yesterday Peter put a script on his header, and just to give you an idea of take you through. So when you register for a VisiTrack account, you'll be given this script that you'll put into the header section of your website. If you have an HTML site,
Just copy and paste.
just
Really
copy
easy.
and paste it. If not, if you have a WordPress site, you download a plugin called Headers and Footers, and you activate that plugin and just put that in there, and it just gets pushed onto every page automatically.
Yep.
So the benefit of this software, before I get into the analytics of this, is most people that have websites, all right, unless you're blogging for just the fun of it, you're depending on that website for either leads or sales. Okay, you either have a form that's going to collect some leads, or you're trying to sell something. Regardless, there's a conversion there.
It's a call to action. I mean, you
Right.
got to have a call to action, right?
Right, exactly. And even if it's a multi-step process where you have multiple pages that you take your visitor through to get to the end call to action, a lot of the times you're pretty much guessing, what does that visitor do when they come to my site? Are they clicking on the video? Are they watching the video? Do they watch the whole video? And forget it, if you don't have a video, are they reading your text? Are they scrolling down your page?
Yeah,
Are they looking at one thing versus another?
Let me butt in there for just 2 seconds, Phil. When we got over to the site, it's very interesting because I use the Visi.com approach to do a sales letter on the front page. So I've been very curious to see if that has any traction at all. So I mean, this is good stuff. Go ahead.
Wonderful, wonderful. So using our software, you're given the ability to basically look over the shoulder of every visitor that comes to your site. And I'm going to take you into an in-depth demo here. So without further ado, and me talking and confusing you, let's just show you the power of this new software called VisiTrack. So once you install that script code onto your website, you'll be able to now have access to everybody that's visited your site. All right, here we can go to the dashboard. You can see you've had 9 total visitors. There's 5 pages being tracked and 19 different sessions. So if we go into user sessions, we'll be able to see here a list of all the different visitors you've had. Now the visitors are tracked by their IP address, all right, and whenever possible, it will try to match that IP address up with the location.
Oh, look, we got India. Just showed up.
You got India, United States, Germany, Puerto Rico, Australia, and
Canada.
Yeah, Canada, China, and this is Peter's site, by the way, everyone. So before Peter put this tracking code on his website, he basically had no idea. I mean, other than the fact that if he got a sale, he knew obviously someone went to his site. Right?
Well, now hang on there. Google Analytics would tell me that, yeah, I was visited by India, United States, Germany, but it wouldn't tell me the individual sessions like this. You see, there's the first one in India, they spent 1 minute and 7 seconds on the front page.
Right.
The next one, United States, 2 minutes, 38 seconds. And then there's a bounce in Germany, 7 seconds, in and out, boom, boom, But the next one, Puerto Rico, 18 minutes and 32 seconds. Wouldn't you like to know where he went and
Right.
where that person went? He or she is being shown right there. Phil's got his thing on there, but that's invaluable.
And here you have the breadcrumbs, and
Yeah.
it starts off. Where do they go? They went to the site. They went to this page. They went to that page, and so on. And the beautiful thing is, our software records what they're doing on every page. So let's take a look at, first of all, this last visitor from India. And this is really cool, everyone. Wait till you see this. Here it shows, and I'm going to move my cursor off. This is Peter's site. And there is the visitor. There's his mouse. And let's just take a look at what he's doing. He's scrolling up and down.
There's a sales letter, right?
You can tell he's reading it. He's moving down a little bit more. Moving down here. Okay, so what is he looking for? Well,
I have no idea.
You can pretty much gauge that. You see how his cursor moved? He's reading that red bar.
Reading that. Please see our monthly special. Right.
For some odd reason, we move the cursor over the text that we're reading. I don't know why. It's just how we all behave. Next time you're online, pay attention to the way you search. You most likely have your right hand on your mouse, if you're right-handed, right? And you're going through each one of the things. If your eyeballs are following the mouse.
Yeah, he's looking around the site.
All right,
that was it.
He's off. Right.
He's off.
All right.
Let's go back and look at the Puerto Rican one, because that in depth, but it's very interesting to watch what this guy does. I think.
Well, he's looking. Probably,
Well, we can use this time to talk too, because he starts to move down through there. There he's looking at the online university.
Right.
He's just starting to mouse over things. The other thing to realize too is we don't know what he's doing in parallel with what he's doing here. So
he could be frying eggs or talking on the phone, right?
Exactly. So you just got to wait it out and see where they go.
Exactly. And then there's going to be a movement. Okay, so he's not the fastest reader on the planet, as we can tell.
Yeah, well, he may be distracted, is all I'm trying to say, But I think later on in this particular one, I was watching it before the show, for the podcast here, he gets down through the sales letter. And so he's really the first person I've seen that gets buried into the sales letter, and he gets down to the last 3 paragraphs, and he spends his time in that last 3rd paragraph, and that's where I'm trying to close him. And that's very interesting, that he gets that far. And I was surprised.
So this guy's deciding on what he's clicking on, and
he's going to click over.
English
there,
might
he left clicked.
Right, he
left clicked. And he went over to the self-defense weapons. Yes.
Right. And keep in mind, English might be his second language too. Remember, it's Puerto Rico too. So
yeah, Puerto Ricans they're all pretty bilingual over there. But yes, it could be.
But we don't know that.
You never know.
So, and I can tell you that you're not playing a video right now, and it's awfully stagnant for someone not to be moving around, and there's really not much to read because there's no. You just have some tabs there, and why the person's obviously he's distracted. He's doing something else right now.
Yeah, but which is interesting too, when he finally gets moving again, he actually goes down and he clicks all the pictures. Because I have a carousel, just kind of goes along and shows something and moves to the next one. He actually stops it and clicks along. So those pictures were premiumly important in the sales process here.
Right.
And so you can stop this one if you want to, and we'll go back and find another one to look at. But
I think that. Let's speed it up a little bit. We can actually move it up, slow it down, whatever.
I think it's going as fast as it can go right now. I looked at that myself. Oh, there he's moving now. See?
Okay, click down.
Okay, see now watch. That particular carousel of pictures. See, they change automatically.
Yes.
And he actually will go down. He'll actually go down and click on them again, which is very interesting.
There's this cursor.
He's reading. Yeah, he's reading. and then ultimately he'll go click these pictures again.
Right.
And yeah, he's definitely interested. You know, he's not coming off that page.
But let's talk about the benefit here. Why is this important? Why, Peter, as this is your site and you're watching this, why do you care?
I can tell you one thing right now. You know, as a web guy, doing lots of websites, I don't use carousels like this very often, but I've always felt that they were highly important on a site. And this guy stuck right here on this carousel. And ultimately, he'll go click all those pictures again. So one of the things I learned right away is that, in fact, carousels do work. And they can be very important to move product in there versus, say, a video. Although I'm a big video fan, as you well know. But I've never seen anybody sit there this long. And like I say, he's going to come back and click those if I remember this one correctly. He's clearly doing that, but that shows the power of a carousel. Frankly, that's why I would
skip
care.
ahead here to what he's doing, and like you
Can
said,
you?
yeah, there's going to be some action here.
Right.
He's going to be moving up and down, and
there he is. He's back with us again. Back together again.
You know, maybe he's looking for a button to press. You know, something a little bit more obvious. But again, you could see what they're doing, which if you're not using the software, you had no idea. It was just guessing, right?
Yeah. Now look at him. He's hunting around again. And now he's going to go over to the monthly. Well, he might have gone to the monthly special. Yeah, it's almost like paint drying in some ways, but it's very interesting to see the behavior. And that's one of the tools we've absolutely never, ever, ever had.
Right.
And the importance of this is if I found a lot of people got stuck on this page and then bounced off that page, I'd go fix it. I'd make it more interesting. I don't know what I do yet, but you got a problem on this page, and that's how you'd fix it.
Exactly. And what better way to find out what the heck your visitors are doing than actually seeing it in action?
Yeah, and they don't even know it.
Right. I mean,
is this legal? Is this legal, Phil? Come on now.
It is actually. Yeah.
On the instructors.
Right. So right now, before the software was available, your options were to use Google Analytics, which would just tell you, all right, this person came from this part of the country or this part of the world.
Go ahead and hit play while we're talking.
Sure.
Yeah.
And
we can watch him.
We'll speed it up.
That's slowing it down, isn't it? Times 1? That's as fast as you can go.
Isn't this the same guy?
Oh yeah, this is all the same guy, except for now he's over on becoming a self-defense instructor.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, no, so it's very interesting because now he's wondering, maybe we have a business to build here or something. How do you become an instructor with this?
Right, but he hasn't yet clicked on the videos.
No, and that's surprising. I haven't seen.
Most people would rather watch a video than read.
I know it.
Yeah,
but that's starting to not prove out to be true on this.
I'm wondering if he has a very, very slow internet connection and those videos haven't loaded yet.
They're YouTube. They're ready to rock. And we would see them because we saw them over on your site, play. But it's possible.
Right.
And that's why, from a website building standpoint, that's why you have videos, and that's why you have pictures, and that's why you have text, depending upon their particular speed on the internet.
Right. So basically, to wrap this up, this software is highly recommended to anybody that uses their website to collect any information from your visitors. If you're a contractor or a restaurant or have any type of form on your website that you want someone to fill out, this will help allow you to see if people are even scrolling down, if they're even acting on that form. And you're able to try things out left and right. Make some small changes
Split
to your
testing,
site.
yeah, and split testing.
And instead of guessing, you're able to, and typically when you make changes to your website, you usually have to wait for a good handful of visitors to, see if there's a increase in conversions, right? Well, not
Well,
now.
go back to the dashboard a second. Well, one of the things that this does in spades is if you look at the pages viewed, right? Some people are coming in directly to some of these pages where other ones are landing on the front page and then moving their way through the site, which is that in itself is very important.
Right.
And so you see somebody came in directly on the self-defense weapons overall.html. Now, that's the Canadian one down there, right? They spent 1 minute. Now, how did that happen? That happened because I have a keyword over there that they were obviously looking for, and it optimized that particular page for that keyword.
Mm-hmm.
That's how that happened.
Yep.
That they did a search, right? And that particular page popped up. As we move on down, see, here's the guide down 17 minutes. Keep going on down, and the fourth from the bottom. They land on the front page. They went right over to the monthly special. Then they went back to the front page. Then they went over to the overall weapons, and then they went back to the front page.
Right.
Now, I'm going to go look at that later. I think I actually know who that was. That guy put in an order for $175 yesterday. Okay. Now you know I'm going to analyze what this guy did.
So
because he's going on down.
Goes to the next page.
Yeah. And he wants to go right on over to that monthly limited offer and see what that's all about. He's going back and forth. It's very interesting. But this guy did place an order. And
so tell me, Peter, what's the benefit? Why would anyone give a hoot?
Well,
I mean, why would this be interesting for someone?
Absolutely, number of reasons. First off, unlike what Frank and I talk about having too many choices, right? Frank, it paralyzes people, right? I mean, that we say that all the time, but does it really? Now, here's a case where I have to tell you that he's into the specials. He likes special deals, and when I put these together, when I first started to build the site, you can buy the online self-defense tools. And then I got thinking, well, shoot, go ahead and hit play. Let's see where he goes. So go ahead and hit play. We can talk about this. So, I mean, he goes back over, he's on the monthly specials, but, and then he goes back over to the main page. So, do specials work? I think they do. There's people who are very interested in specials. Now, notice he's even paying more attention now to this page. And why he goes back and forth, I'm not sure. But the other thing is, what tools are best of breed? Which ones are more the people are more attracted to? If we had, which I used to have 11 tools out there, Frank, and was anybody interested in all these 11 tools? Well, you're going to find somebody that's interested in all of them, but mainly the best of breed is what you want to keep on there, both for an inventory standpoint and not paralyzing them to make a decision standpoint. And that's one huge thing that I believe that people. Let's see, where did we go? Oh, we went over to self-defense weapons. Hit play now. Again, Phil, let's see what he does next. And this may be the guy that clicks back and forth through the pictures, but it starts to show a sales trend. What's it going to take to sell this guy? And if it isn't unique, like a lot of people seem to go down through the same path, then of course you want to put your specials, your best deals on the most popular pages, where you're trying to get a call to action.
All right. Now, would you consider, based off of this information, so you had some visitors come to your site and they clicked off, which means you got absolutely nothing from them. Do you think that it might be wise to put some type of a form on there where you can send them maybe a 7 steps type of a guide, and this way you have their email, and now you can put them into a funnel to kind of bring them back to that website whenever you send a blast out.
Yes, and they're down on the right-hand side on the sidebar. You can join the if you join my newsletter, you get a special thing. I'll go ahead and hit play again. You get the 4 levels, steps of a violent attack, and by knowing these 4 steps, you can clearly stop it anyway along the way. And so there's people that do that. See, there's a newsletter button down there. Yeah. But a lot of people will come in, self-defense weapons. They're looking for a gun or a knife or a taser. They hit the front end and they see these little plastic tools. They bounce right back out. But my bounce rate is actually fairly low in the overall scheme of things, which means that what that tells you is, in fact, your keywords are working properly. Because the people are being attracted to your site based on those keywords that you want to rank for. And so in some ways, this also starts to tell you, what's working keyword-wise and what isn't. And but this is phenomenal to absolutely watch this person go through your site,
Oh, yes. It's you otherwise would have never had this opportunity had it not been for this software.
That's correct. Hit play again because I'm loving it.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to understand. See, he's going now. What's interesting is this sales letter is scientifically written on the front end, and of course I don't believe anything anything anybody ever says unless I try it myself. I'm like Mikey likes it. I used to have a limited number of verbiage there. But now I went down this Vidsy route, and I think they're reading it, and it's scientifically designed to get them to buy. And I'd have to say that if this is the person I think it is, then in fact, I talked to him yesterday. His name is Paul. He called me after he placed the order, and he said he was on there for an extended amount of time. There's only 2 people, one from Puerto Rico and this person from the U.S., and this person I think is from Louisiana.
And Paul, where did he say he was from?
Louisiana. I just said Louisiana.
And that was yesterday?
Yeah, I think that's who we're looking at.
So we can copy this, and then we can go into IP locator, and we can, I believe that this is this, and we can just copy that IP of his.
Right.
Let me just make sure that that was him. Yep. And query that. No, this is coming from Illinois, right?
Oh, I'll be darned.
Near me.
Yeah. Maybe you were on the site.
No.
Okay, fess up. Fess up now.
No, wasn't on the site. Not. Is he from? He's not from Canada, you said.
No, he's from the U.S. So maybe he ordered before I put the code in, which is possible.
Okay, and this is today, so we can, this is a cool little thing that I do to find out.
I've never seen that one. Yeah, this is
where these. This is Illinois too. That's me. Sorry. Oh, sorry. Yeah, that's. That was me. Yeah. I'm 122, not 112. So. Let's see, IP, I'll go back here to IP locator. See if we can do it this way. No, I did this, no. Okay, discover.
Maybe I should put snow-covered defenders up there. Based on this, I mean, you could base on this real-time data, so to speak, redo your front page.
Yeah. This person is from Illinois, 73. They're showing they're from Illinois here, so we could go into.
Check the Canadian one.
Canadian 99.
And that looked like that was a 99 person actually visited several times.
Yep, this guy's in Nova Scotia.
Oh yeah, look at that. Isn't that crazy how you can find this stuff out?
Yeah, and I'm giving, if anyone does decide to use our software, I'm giving you a pre-training here of how to actually take this a step further to drill down to, where this person truly
Go to
is.
the Australian one. I'd be interested to see the Australian one. They only spent 39 seconds on there, but it'd be interesting to see where they're from.
Tasmania.
Tasmania, no less. Wow.
Wow.
That's the first time I think we've had a visitor that I know of from Tasmania. We've never sold in Tasmania. We sold into Australia before, but
Wow. I didn't even know they had internet on Tasmania. So.
Yeah, well.
Unbelievable. I know they have great whites over there.
Yeah, they do.
But yeah, interesting enough. See, I know that this isn't me because this is from a Mac, and I don't search from a Mac. So you had this guy. He was from almost a couple miles away from where I live. Believe it or not. Quite interesting.
I'll be darned.
And let's see who this guy is here. Just curious. I know.
Linux Chrome. Texas. Yeah, now a Linux machine is probably a techie guy,
Yeah.
But again, he was only on there for 4 seconds, so he was the bounce,
Yeah, he was.
He came right in, saw what it was, and
like,
said, "I'm out of here."
He's like, "Goodbye."
Yeah, I'm out of here. It wasn't what he was looking for, basically,
Right. You can't please everybody, but
no,
you'll be able to use this software to see how you can maximize that visitor.
Oh, go to the Germany one. That was only
reaction.
7 seconds. Go to Germany. Let's see where the German one was.
You're taking this a level. See, it's not good enough to look over their shoulder. We want to know their home address. Shit.
That's right. Well, we just want to know basically.
We want to know what they had for dinner yesterday. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. Zoom in on that map.
Yeah.
I mean, how scary is this? There you go.
This might be, one of the Army guys or whatnot that's located somewhere.
Could be looking for self-defense weapons, Yeah, so this is crazy, interesting, good. And I think also what's interesting is since I'm worldwide, a lot of websites are local, like the computer repair company, right?
Mm-hmm.
If they were to put it on there, they'd actually get some data as to if you had local banner ads, for example, you could actually track where these people are coming in from, and basically maybe even how they found you. But my deal is I've never known what people really look at on the site for sure, and I've never known whether that sales letter is producing much. And this starts to this is going to be great stuff to find out what's going on.
Right.
Who wouldn't want this on their site? I mean, if you have an online brochure, you wouldn't give a darn. But if you're trying to, particularly to validate your advertising.
Now this is scary.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Who's that?
It really pinpoints them.
Oh shoot! No bueno. That's crazy.
Yeah. At this house, in fact.
Yeah. Hey, I could drive over there and knock on the door. You want to buy a Defender?
Right. And what's crazy is I live on 87th Street.
Right.
This is on 79th Street.
Oh, he's within the blocks of you. He or she.
Yeah, I see. I'm here on 87th.
Right.
That's crazy. I mean, you're in California. I'm in a suburb of Chicago, and this person's literally a 3-minute trip away from me.
Wow.
And we have we're actually connected by this. I could possibly run into this person at the supermarket, Peter.
Well, you ought to have a Defender dangling around your neck.
Right?
Troll for me there,
Yes.
But this is fascinating.
Definitely. And I'm going to just refresh to see if anyone else has come in. There has been.
Okay.
So holy moly. Do you see this?
Holy Toledo.
30 minutes on your site.
Let's see where that person's from. See that? That's good data. Shoot.
Keep in mind, you want to go to ipfingerprints.com, all right, if you want to be able to track this. Now, someone from the local, this is in your neck of the woods.
Yeah, yes. Let's zoom in. Let's see where they are exactly.
Was that you, Frank?
I'm trying to think of, did I do that? No, that's Orange County.
Do you live in the mountains there?
Oh, he's in the national forest.
You got a park ranger that wants to tag some grizzly bears. That
I wonder if that's Master Lewis.
Yeah, can you zoom out? Because all we're going to get is just.
we can actually have a satellite view.
You have a street map?
I don't
Well,
think
there's
there's
no
any
street.
streets in them hills.
No. But he's
No, that's Silverado Canyon. I think
Yeah.
that's one of my guys.
Here's the nearest, place.
Yeah, no, that's Master Lewis. I should call him live on the air here. What are you doing
Yeah,
on
why
my
don't you
site?
do that and just find out if he went to your site and spent 30 minutes on it?
All right, hang on a second. I'll do that. Let me put this around my neck here. Hang on.
Actually, ask him if he
Mute
has
yourself.
AT&T Uverse, because this is AT&T Uverse you can see up there.
Mute yourself. He's not going to mute himself. I can tell. Okay.
But this is like NSA. This is
That's scary.
yeah.
Okay, Phil.
Yes.
I'm calling him.
We just got more stuff with that locator that you talked about.
Uh-huh.
Now you can pinpoint where you're reaching. If you see a cluster, you can do a targeted campaign in that cluster.
That's right. Yeah.
There's all sorts of things we can now do,
Yes.
which we could never do before.
No. You now have options.
There you go. There you go.
Right, Frank? You now have options.
Hey, doesn't that sound familiar, right?
So
The
is
options,
anybody
right.
curious to know what this stuff costs? And what or is it, are we just sitting here with our mouth open looking at this thing? So should we talk about the investment to use this kind of tool?
Well, unless they see the value, they won't appreciate the investment.
Right.
Right. So what we're doing is we're collecting data, but we're doing it, and I like this analogy, looking over the shoulder of the people you attracted to your website.
Right.
And those are the people. Now, if they went there by mistake, they'll bounce out in less than 10 seconds. But if they stay on for a minute or so, they're curious or interested, and you can look over their shoulder and see where they spend their time, where their mouse goes, what pages they visit, how long they spend, what videos they watch, and that is gold to an experienced marketer.
Yes.
Look at this.
Gold to an experienced
And even
marketer.
not an experienced marketer. I mean, if
Well, that's the second time we've seen. Excuse me. That's the second time we've seen somebody click on the special deal on that sidebar.
you know it's
Right.
working. You know it's working, and maybe make it bigger so it gets more
Oh,
attention. Yeah.
Yeah, the colors are there. My question, Peter, is why don't you have the opt-in for your newsletter above the fold?
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, there's a lot of good criticism for that. You bet.
Well, not criticism. It's suggestion.
No, there's a lot of good. You're right.
Let's
What I
see
want
some
above the fold
heat
is a
maps.
sale.
Let's see where people are clicking. We can do a heat map here. That will
Yeah,
show you.
since it's called a heat map, let's see what it is.
Okay, so most people are clicking on this online university here.
Right, which is exactly what I want them to do too. You know.
Okay, let's see what happens when they go here. So people
12
are clicking.
points
People
per
are looking here. They're looking here.
Self-defense weapon,
Self-defense,
most of
they're
weapons.
They're clicking here.
Oh yeah, see those two things are hot.
They're reading here. They're coming back down
Well, see
over here.
that's fourth paragraph. Remember I was telling you that they get stuck. The defenders are so inexpensive, right? They all get stuck on that paragraph. I mean, get stuck is not bad, but and the get yours now button is working.
Right. Yeah, they're going to that, which is great.
right.
You would have never known where your hotspots are.
That sales letter is working. You know.
So you could eliminate all this words, all these paragraphs, and just stick with this section, and I bet you get the same response.
I bet not, because it's scientifically designed to carry you through there. So I would restrict that one. Let's see the become the instructor one. I'm very curious about that one. The next page, generate a heat map for that. 5 points analyzed.
Okay, so right here they're looking at that photo. They're coming here to the monthly special.
The monthly special's rocking it, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah,
and that's about it. They're coming here and they're learning this. But you know what I find? What I find very interesting, Peter, is that they're not clicking on your videos.
Me too.
And I am shocked. And that's everybody. There's not one person that's clicked on your videos.
I
So
know.
what does it tell you? Maybe your videos are taking up too much prime space, because those areas where your videos are, maybe you can move those videos to the sidebar and put
Sure.
some great converting content
Sure.
in that place.
Sure. Let's
And
go
guess
back.
what? I would have thought that. You would have thought that. I think anybody listening to this would think, man, those videos, they got to get some traction. Nope. And we know.
Well, the thing is, if you didn't know, you could assume those videos are generating stuff, and when in fact they're not even clicking on them.
Go to the
Right.
monthly special.
Okay, well, let me go back to this one here, because I want to show
Okay.
some of the features here. Let's go to the eye tracking. All right.
All right.
What people are looking at. All right. Let's go see what they're looking at. All right. We know that they're looking here. They're looking over here. And that's it. All right. Let's go back to another page here.
Online university. That would
With
be
the monthly
interesting.
special, maybe.
Okay, sure.
Oh, they're all over the place here.
Wow,
they're
look at
they're
that.
looking here, here, here. They're definitely reading this. And see, now you can tell what they're paying attention to. It's more in
Right.
depth.
Well, and you should answer the question: how do we know that their eyes are going there?
Because their mouse is going there, and what
Right.
we've
It's
shown
not
is,
that we're looking through their their camera or anything like that, But no, this is where their mouse is usually.
yes, correct.
But
And then we can do a scroll report too. So what the scroll? Oh, got to pick a page. Let's go here. So now we can take our cursor. 100% people got to this part. 100% people saw this part. 100% saw this part. 100% got to this point, and then it drops off. Only 46% saw this area.
so that would almost say that my headline isn't strong enough.
No, your headline is strong enough because 100% of the people are following. It's when it's this stuff beneath is not strong enough because only 3% are getting to the bottom of the page.
Yeah. Okay. So that starts to say that maybe the sales letter isn't working.
Well, if this is your sales letter right here and it stops here, it's
Yep.
working. But if that's your call to action, that button right there,
Mm-hmm.
only 34% are even making it to see that button.
Wow.
Maybe what I would find
This is going to be invaluable,
I know.
priceless stuff, Peter.
So what I want to do is maybe have you try taking that button, Peter, and
Mhm.
replicating it, cloning it, and putting the button here,
Okay.
right here, and
Right.
putting the button at top. So on top, in the middle, and on the bottom. So you give that person 3 opportunities to click that call to action. Because right now, if you're going to leave things status as they are, you only have 34% that are making it to that spot.
One
Right.
out of 3.
Right.
Yeah,
you
one
have
out of 3 will ever
you
see
got
that.
42%, 10% more that are showing it here. And if you put it at the very top, you're at
Right.
least getting that call to action button to how many percent? To 100% of the people.
Okay. Good.
So just right here, we were able to gauge and make a educated, all right, move based on what we saw. Not an educated guess, an educated action
Move.
on our part.
Yep.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So and how long did it take to come up with that?
Not long.
Seconds. I mean,
And it's interesting too because one of the things you might actually sell people is your ability to go analyze what you're seeing.
right.
I wouldn't have got that far yet.
Right, and I can always be reached and consult with people and say, listen, all right, so you have the tool, you have the software, now what? Well, most of the people aren't going to know what the hell their next step is. So what? You got the tool. It's like giving someone a car that doesn't know how to drive. All right, it's like what the hell are they going to do with the car? Maybe they'll get behind the wheel and kill somebody because they don't have any experience. Well, same thing here. If you don't know what the hell you're doing with this information, you could do more damage than good. So that's where I can come in and consult with people for a small fee, and really get your website to this massive converting machine. And the beautiful thing is that you can do all this without adding any additional traffic to your site, because typically people always have this mentality, well, if I just want more if I want more leads, if I want more sales, well, the most common thing to do is let's double our traffic. Let's go out there and buy traffic, right?
Right.
Well, This, you can save all those hundreds and thousands of dollars in additional traffic. All right, forget it. Don't double your traffic. Just make some changes on your site and still use the existing traffic that you're getting, and you'll be able to get that much more. You'll be able to squeeze more juice out of that turnip here.
I'm actually making the corrections as we speak live.
Good.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm checking to make sure that this
Phil,
is what we want to do.
Phil, you just brought up a good point. Double your traffic after you optimize your site with VisiTrack.
Right. I mean,
Don't get more.
Yeah.
Don't get more. And I love the oxymoron. Don't get more or less conversions. Get more and more conversions.
Exactly. Because doubling your traffic doesn't double your conversions.
That's correct.
No. Spend your time optimizing your site with VisiTrack.
Well,
and then double your traffic.
In just a few minutes, Phil, I mean, we're at the top of the hour here. I'm going to want you to go over and load my site in, and you'll see the changes that we made in real time.
Right. Can I suggest something to you, Peter? I like the get yours now.
Right.
But what? Get what now? Because when you put that button at the top, I would kind of change the text on each button, and this way you'll be able to see which one works the best. Because maybe you're ABC testing now the text on your button.
Well, one change at a time. Let's do the scientific method. We're going to do one change. See what happens.
Sure.
You don't want to make a bunch of changes and then you have to scratch your head. Well, which one we got more stuff? Which one did it? Right. So in just a minute here, it's a big site, so it's generating everything at the moment.
Add to cart's a good call to action too.
Yeah, that's true.
Add to cart. Get yours now. Get what? Get my ass whooped? No. Get Peter behind my door. What is this? We're assuming, and the way since you have 3 tries, I get your scientific method. Let's put 3 of them there, see what happens, and and then change them out again. But you have 3 opportunities. If you're going to put a button here, and leave the button here, you can also change the call to action text on there.
Yeah. Now maybe tomorrow's discussion with each other after we see what's happening. Might. Why did that change? What's the story here?
Great. What I'm going to do is I'm going to log into my account here and show an example of my site.
Hey, Dick. Do we lose Dick?
No, he didn't.
Okay. Dick, is it still raining in Connecticut?
It's snowing.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah,
check this out. This is someone who's on their cell phone.
Oh, wow. Now that looks nice.
All right.
So you know which device they visited your website from.
Right, exactly. And you can see exactly how they're doing it. So you know that they got this on a cell phone. And
that's freaky.
Isn't it? I just wanted to show you guys this. And I have a video sales letter, if you would, on my site. And it's really great because I can see if I need to make any changes in my video. Now, this person saw this from a tablet. This is a tablet, guys.
Mm-hmm.
How do you know?
1040 by 640. Okay. This is a tablet.
Okay, got it.
So they're reading here.
Yeah, they're reading the comments that was up there, right?
And then they were like, you know what? I don't like Frank or Peter. I got to take you guys off.
It had nothing to do with you, right?
So,
cool.
But yeah, I mean, there's a lot to be said here. It's just a wonderful thing here. Now, 122. Is this me? Let me see.
Yes, that's you.
Yeah, that is me. Damn it. Okay. I am. And if you want to know what your IP address is, here, you just go to Google and go, what is my IP? And Google will tell you. Boom, that's my IP. So I know I'm that. So let's go to VisiTrack and let's say, hey, listen, I don't want to track me because that's just going to throw me off. So I can put my IP address.
Oh, look at that!
Here.
How cool is that?
Yeah, I can put my IP address. Let me delete. It's not letting me. Okay, so let's go back to, this is my IP, 20 copy. Okay, and we'll go back to VisiTrack, Control V, and we're going to add this. First of all, you want to go to settings and you want to know what your time zone is. See, I'm in Denver right now. I need to do -6 because I was getting the wrong time. And I'm going to add this to my, and save changes. Now I'm not going to be tracked. So if we go to user sessions here, I would have to delete my my things, which is I'm the 0.122 or 122, and I'll just delete me. Delete selected. And now from this point on, I'm not going to get tracked.
Excellent.
Okay, so there's ways to get more valuable data without having to, track yourself, which shouldn't count anyways.
Interesting.
All right, but
well, there you go, guys.
There you go. Your dashboard is great. It tells you your visitors and so forth. And just to log out, I mean, it's a quick login. You just log in with your email address and password, and boom, you're good.
Now we had like in your case, nine. Go over to mine. Go over to mine.
Mm-hmm.
And so it says 10 visitors, 23 sessions. Tell everybody the difference between 23 sessions.
The 23 sessions means that there's 23 recordings.
Mm-hmm.
So you can have a visitor visit a different page, and that's what's happening. All right. So visitors are the amount of visitors you have. Pages are the amount of pages that are being tracked, and sessions are.
And that's on my total site, right?
Right. That I don't know if you have. See, you could put the script code on each one of your pages, and you might have 10 pages, but only 6 of them are getting visited right now.
Oh, okay. All right.
Fine. Okay.
Yeah, that's good.
So obviously it's not going to track it unless someone goes, because there's nothing to track.
Sure.
Okay. And the sessions are these. These are the sessions. You have 23 of these.
Aha.
Okay. So you have 23 sessions that are being recorded. All right. Now what I recommend is that once you're done getting this data, all right, you can use a service like Snagit, which I highly recommend, which is right here if you saw that. And if you wanted this, this is all stored and saved on the cloud. But if you wanted to take this and send it, say you're doing this as a webmaster or an agency and you needed to send this to your client, what I would do is I would go in here and play, and then hit your session and record it, and then you can save that as an MP4. And then send it off to your client.
Sure. You could do the same thing with Camtasia, just record the screen. Yeah.
Or you can just get on the horn with your client, go to GoToMeeting or Google Hangout, and just share your screen with them.
Just like this. Just like
right.
this.
Exactly. Yeah. Right.
I mean, you might as well do a true live session,
Right. I mean, honestly, your clients don't really want to know how the sausage is made, right, Frank? They don't want to know how the sausage is made.
Don't tell them how you make it.
They just want the sausage. Meal. I mean, they and once you start showing them what their visitors are doing, they are excited. They're interested. It's like the forbidden fruit. They want to know what they didn't know before. And using this technology, they can now see as if they're looking over the shoulder of their visitor. How cool is that?
Very cool. Very cool.
Okay.
All right, guys, we're running long. And then let me see, 2 seconds here. Yeah, we're almost okay. We are done. Let me see this real quick here. And
by the way, if people want to get in touch with me, are we still on?
Oh yes, very much so. And by the way, Phil, go over to pdws.biz. Okay, I'm still watching your screen.
You want me in here?
No. Go out right out on the web. pdws.biz. Go to the website.
Okay.
And scroll down. And there's the buttons. We passed them. Look. There they are.
Okay. Beautiful.
Got to line them up better, but bing bang boom. And we'll get a chance to see. That's real time changing. And let's just go see what happens.
Yeah. I mean, it's people love clicking on shit. I don't know why. It's like you give them a button over here. I guarantee you their mouse is going to go right there. There they are. Okay. You could put a button like every 3 inches, and they're going to go button, 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 button. I mean, they love mousing over stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And web designers like yourself, Peter, you realize that that's why we put these sidebar images, because people love images.
Those
they love
sidebars.
buttons.
Yeah, and they end up on the
Right.
monthly special, and we've seen that.
People are reading this, and then they're going to go to what's boom, 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 boom,
Yep.
boom. Okay,
Their eyes
boom.
going to keep going to the right.
Right, and they're like, okay, if they find something interesting, now they're going to go read your text, right?
Right.
Because you know what? That's a commitment. You're asking someone, hey, read this. What if this is all babble? And they're like, shit, I just wasted a minute of my time reading something I'm not even interested in. So your pictures, your buttons, really get those people to take the next step, and they're that much closer to becoming what? Your client, your customer.
And I've always loved the sidebar approach.
No, it does work. The upside down L or 7 approach, as they call it. People go like this and down.
Down, exactly.
So guess where you should put one of your buttons in your sidebar.
There. Yep, in the sidebar. Yep.
Yes.
So, all right, let's swing back over. So, gee, this was a huge Control-Alt-Delete, huh, Frank?
Oh my God.
So listen, I want to give people my information so they know how to get in touch with me.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, does everybody see that?
Yep. And I'll also have it on the web too.
This is how you can email me if you want more information, or if you want to take this for
iwantpages.com.
That's right. If you want a 1-day trial, okay, let me know, and I'll give you a data to see what your visitors are doing.
Fascinating. All right.
Okay.
Thanks, Phil. We'll have more on that. We'll keep that as a running. Let's see what we learned this next week here. Okay.
Oh, sure.
So, all right. Well, Dick, you got anything you want to close with? There in the bunker, you might want to turn your headset back on.
No, just good night, Dick.
Oh, good night. Say good night, Dick. All right, Frank.
Good night, Dick.
Good night, Dick, and Phil.
Hey, good night, everyone.
Good night. All right. Hang on, guys.